Welcome back. Welcome back to Your World with me, Mwikali. And today being Tuesday, we're talking matters relationship. Age gap in love is what we are focusing on today. Does age really matter? Is it just a number? And the question we have for you today is, what do you think is acceptable? Do you think is the acceptable maximum age gap between couples? Is there a point where it just feels wrong or it feels unnatural? And we're open to hear from you. NTV Kenya on Facebook, NTV Kenya on X, NTV Kenya on Instagram as well. We have Bishop Grace in the building and we have Emmanuel Gashanja as well. And we are getting in there. I like that we talked about the different challenges that happen in there. And Grace, you were very clear on it is not what I preach. I am team get old together. But we cannot assume that that is not happening. We have people in relationships like that now. And some of the things that I'd like probably, Emmanuel, for you to highlight for us is how can we make it work? If we're already in that situation, is there a way to make it work?
I think there is a way to make it work. And the way to make it work is really to understand that relationships are governed by principles. And the principles that govern relationships are not the principles that we think about. I love what she talked about. And I think that was an operating system issue. Yeah. All right? So in marriage, there are things that we are taught about respecting the man and then honoring and loving the woman. All right? So when we begin to do those things, you know, loving them the right way, honoring them the right way, like we are supposed to, what it does, it melts and goes even beyond the differences that we have. You know, whether it's gender difference, personality, generational background difference, it doesn't matter. Love can go across a multitude of all those things and can cover a lot of those things. So I think for us as human beings, again, is to understand what is the principle behind marriage. When I come into marriage, am I coming to be a taker or am I coming to be a giver? Most of us come to be takers. Yeah. So I'm not coming in to serve my wife. I'm coming so that my wife can serve me, so that she can cook for me, she can wash my dishes, she can clean the house, she can pop 100 babies for me, she can do all these things. But where is my role for her? Okay? And I have to constantly think about that, which is my primary role. In fact, I always say this, I, as the husband, am partnering with God to meet this woman's need and to make her what God designed her to be. Oh, wow. That's my role. So I have to know how to serve, empower, enrich, equip, you know, and love this woman so that she can blossom to be the flower that God has raised her to be. So I think in doing that, and when we all begin to adopt that stance, then we can overcome many things. Now, will we struggle? Yes, we'll struggle. Yeah. Because there's what we need, what we want, what we think should be relationships. And as such, those things now tend to overpower. But if we focus on the right thing and then understand that I'll require patience because this human is a work in progress. Patience, yes. Patience because this human is a work in progress. Yes. You know, how can I bake my kang long enough so that I'm not messing up and saying the wrong thing, so that whatever comes out is empowering, is uplifting, builds instead of tearing down and breaking apart. So I think when we figure that out, and every relationship is like this, whether it's a, you know, age gap difference, same age, every relationship requires that particular principle for it to work. And again, I'll go back. If you go back, guys, go back to NTV, social media to listen to this. And I like what she said earlier on. You know, that there was a point that she realized that I need to honor this man. Yes. And that's a powerful thing on its own. And it's chances are that particular act broke down some walls and allowed him now to open up and be vulnerable to her and to now begin to give himself to her and consider her and all those things. All right? And I think where we mess up is when we see things are not working, and then we now fight the person and want to do all these things like, I'm going to show you an attitude. Like, you know, I'm going to show you an attitude. Even you don't, whatever. That's what they do. That's what they do. So, yeah. So, many people now adopt that stance because I'm not getting what I want.
Yes.
I throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
And when you throw a tantrum, all that does is it makes the situation worse.
Yeah.
But now if you adopt, if you learn to process,
yes,
talk about it,
yes,
then come up with a way forward and still honor the person.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's nothing that is impossible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We when we started the conversation, we talked about how the woman being younger is almost acceptable. Let's flip it. Let's go to Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, and Brigitte. And it's the other way around, where the woman is older, 24 years older. And we have situations like that now, and the Times say that that is the future, where the women now date younger. And I don't know what you feel personally about that kind of dynamic and what thoughts you have around that combination.
Thank you so much, Mwikali. First of all, I wanted to say, if the attraction started when the boy was 15 and the teacher was 24, is it 24 or 30? 30 something.
37, I think, yeah.
Does that mean that she committed a crime?
So that particular bit of information is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Because when you get deeper into their story,
well, the boy was infatuated.
So the boy was infatuated,
yes,
but the attraction was known to a point where this boy, then was a boy, president now, was taken to boarding school, so that
yes,
there is a separation
yes,
of the two.
I'm saying that because I've been a teacher,
yes,
for a good number of years.
Yes.
And I was teaching a boys' school.
Aha.
And that tends to happen a lot. Infatuation. You can tell this boy is so infatuated, especially because of the Oedipus, you call it complex?
Oedipus.
Yes. The attraction of the, you know, ladies, of their mothers or the older ladies. But I want to say something. First and foremost, I've seen people who are in that kind of relationship. Of the lady is younger, the man is younger, and the lady is older. And I've seen about 3 relationships that have worked perfectly. I want to say that, just like we said, age does not look at numbers.
Okay.
Unless somebody is so young that the legal, the authorities will catch up with you.
Them, yeah.
Or the legal framework will not allow. And that's why we have to know what is the age that is acceptable for marriage. Because if it is acceptable, let's say somebody is 18 and the other one is 24. Let's say the lady is 24 and the young man is 18. That relationship can still blossom between the two. But if the lady is 24 and the man is 17, then that is a crime, more so in our country. But I want to say one thing. If people are mature, let's say the man is in, let's say, mid-20s, late 20s, and the lady is in early 30s, that's no age difference. They can still go on. But I've seen some that the age difference is almost 20.
Yeah.
The man is 25, and the lady is 45. And they got married. And I want to say they are pastors.
They are pastors?
Yes, they are pastors.
Okay.
And it is working. Because love can blossom anywhere. What is important is what will carry that love beyond a certain point. And if the lady is willing to respect the man as the man, and the man is at a level where his mind is no longer a boyish mind, then this woman will not have a problem. For me, I advocate for it as long as it's genuine love and there is understanding. There is nothing wrong with that because they can still go on. The challenge now comes.
Yes.
This lady will get, if they don't get children quickly, this lady may get into an age where
Because it is a fact. It is a fact, yes.
I also have a relative where the man is 37 and the woman is 54. And those ones who are told, you're not going to get children.
Yeah.
And they're still together. But I'm crossing my fingers for them because the man confided in me and said, I need children. And I don't know how I'm going to get children.
Yeah.
So meaning his mind is working on getting children somewhere else.
Emmanuel, thoughts on that dynamic? Your microphone, yes.
So,
I like the way he's saying so.
so here is what
Have
I've
you noticed
seen.
that trend? Every time it's
So here is what I've seen.
yes.
And this is observation of relationships
Okay.
and, all over. Now, one of the biggest things that has revealed this to me is as I counsel couples, I always notice that women struggle with their mothers-in-law because their husband will fight or stand or support the mother before they support the wife. And so in studying this dynamic, I realized one thing, that a lot of women like their sons because of one thing. The son will listen to her. The son will not argue with her.
Yes.
The son will love her unconditionally,
Yes.
compared to this man. This man who's just given her character development.
Yeah.
The son has energy. And I actually saw it between my mother and I, whereby when we moved back into the country and we were working together in the same business, my mom enjoyed the fact that she could ask me and I would run to the market, I would do this, Nini.
Yeah.
But if she can't ask her husband to do some of these things.
That's true.
All right. So I would go and buy things for the business.
Yeah.
I would go and, shopping, slave, blah, and bring it and present to her.
This is going.
So in doing all that,
Yeah.
I realized I had actually taken the place of my father, because the things that she can't do with him, or the things that she can't say to him, because now I'll listen. I'm a captive audience. Mom is talking.
Yeah.
I might not be interested in the conversation, and I'll support my mother, but I'm a captive audience.
Yeah.
And I will not leave.
Yeah.
All right? Because she needs to get these things out of her system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right? But the man doesn't have time. Yeah, you're whining. All the time you're complaining. What is wrong with you? You get.
Yes.
So for me, until that eureka moment came, and I had to tell her, this is a place for my for my wife, and I need to prioritize time with her, which I felt broke her. It made me realize this is actually almost what every woman wants. The younger man adores her. The younger man is energetic to do the things that she would want. She's not being told.
Okay.
So that's the dynamic I see at play whenever there's an older woman and a younger man. Because now this Ben 10, see, that's what they're called.
Yes. You're with
This
it, you're
boy
with it.
toy,
Yes.
this boy toy
Yes.
really will do the things that she wants, how she wants,
Yes.
and his aim is to please her.
Yeah.
And for this young man, this woman is nurturing, caring, loving, the very things that he would desire. His wife is here wanting other things.
Yeah.
So they're actually meeting a need that each one wants and has inside, and they don't know.
That's the thing, because I wanted to ask, do we know? Are we conscious to what we're doing?
I
Or
think
is
they
it-
are.
They
I
are
think
conscious.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
You'll hear it. The name given to these ladies is cougars, right? And you will hear it. You will hear it.
Yes.
And you will hear them, just say, "Oh, girl, I'm gonna get me my man who's gonna do these things and gonna do this thing and gonna do this and gonna do that."
Yes.
And it's they know. The man, him is just praying because this is free, good stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And this woman really appreciates me compared to this other one who is got so much going on and will not give it up. You get.
Yeah.
So I think they know. I think they know,
On
but
both
they
ends?
just don't understand
Yeah.
what the deep need it is that
Yeah.
they're trying to meet. They understand the pleasure and the things, the
On the
aesthetics,
surface, yes.
but they don't understand what
I don't
they're trying
think
to
it
meet
is
in the deep.
also what you said is right, but it's not something thought out. It's what that need that you need met, and you feel that this person, whether it's if it's a younger man, he understands you and takes you back to appreciate yourself as a woman,
Yeah.
which this other man is now neglecting.
Yeah.
You understand? But this young man, because there is that complex, they feel like this is what I would want my woman to have.
Yeah.
And this is the way my wife should be. But it's only that this one is older. And some of them may never end marrying. And I feel at the dating level, sometimes the age does not really matter so long as somebody is an adult.
Yeah.
The dating time does not really matter because it's a time to just be happy. You go out with the person so long as you have your own boundaries.
Yeah.
The dating time, you can date whoever. They can be younger than you. They can be older than you. But I think when it comes to marriage,
Yes.
that's when you have to think. Because if you're an older woman,
Yeah.
you are the older one. As a woman, let me
Yes.
talk about myself.
Yes.
My clock is ticking so fast that this man at a point must get somebody else. Where will that leave me? Because you are so invested emotionally,
Yes.
probably invested even in property, then the man tells you, you know what? I need my own children. I love you. And I will always love you.
Yes.
You know? And you'll
Yes.
always be there.
Yes.
But I have to have my own children. So automatically when that begins, the attention will shift from you.
Yes.
And it will go to the other way, to the other person, and you'll be left miserable. So I feel sometimes you have to calculate that. If it's beyond dating, you have to be very, very careful that if I'm going to settle with this person, these are the repercussions, just like I've talked about mine.
Yeah.
These are the repercussions, and this is the consequences I'm going to live with forever, because he will move, and he has to go and live with the wife, because men will always go where they are also nurturing life. They will go there. They have to nurture life. They have to help. So for you who is already old and tired, you're left on your own. So you'll always be making phone calls. And that's, where are you? You're never coming. You run. But for him, he knows, I'm fulfilling my purpose here.
Okay. Do you feel, first of all, it feels the other dynamic is sort of like okayed. Well, it's mostly okayed. Do you feel like this other one is more criticized because it is strange, it is different, and the fact that probably as a woman we have the biological clock ticking.
Yes, yes.
But if the conversations are had earlier, and probably find somebody, or the hard conversation, the principles, the values, and the things that you want as a couple, then maybe children will not be a factor.
Yes.
But when we put that on the side, because we cannot ignore it for sure, it is a factor.
Yeah.
But when we put that aside, these other things that, you know, make a functional marriage.
Yes.
Like not the idealistic one, but then the reality on ground kind of things. Do you think we judge that kind of couple harshly than the other?
Let me say something. I'm sorry. I hope you'll say something.
Yes.
But I want to say from a practical point of view now.
Okay.
That would be my choice. A younger person than me. Because, yes, I will get a lot of pleasure from the person. He's energetic, just like the coach said.
Yes.
We'll enjoy a lot of laughter. Maybe at that point, you just want to make the person happy as well. So you feel the commitment compared to this other one that wants you to be running around and doing things. This one will now be helping you. Run around, I'm here to help you.
It works,
because
it works for me. It works for me. Your microphone, Bishop.
You're older, okay. He's considering you're older.
Yes.
So for me, that would be
the ideal.
The real deal. The real deal.
Okay.
Because you'll be happy. Who doesn't want to be happy?
No, we all want to be happy.
We want to be happy.
Yes.
But when you look at it beyond that time,
yes,
because he said this thing will progress, from the, you know, where you are electrified, then you go to the drama point.
Yeah.
Will you survive the drama point? Because that's the time you'll begin to tell, you know, I went out with so-and-so, or so-and-so is pregnant of me, you can't give me a child, or you know, you already have your children probably, and maybe that's when you're meeting. Or you are meeting when you are already beyond the age of giving birth. But if it is within, let's say, 5 years, I don't think it's bad.
Okay.
That can work.
All right.
5 years can work.
Yes.
5 years can work, because ladies nowadays of this time,
yes,
they know how to keep themselves young. They can go to the gym.
Yes.
They can take care of themselves.
Yes.
So I don't think 5 years is a bad difference.
Yes.
The man can be younger 5 years. That is not bad. But when it goes to 20s, honestly, at a point, you'll be disappointed.
Okay.
And it's good to be realistic.
That's true.
So I think it's stigmatized for one reason. One, I think women mature faster than men. Girls mature faster than men. A girl at 13 years old is not thinking the same things that a man at 13 years old is thinking.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, by the time you get your first period, you've grown up.
Yeah.
There's something that and things have changed. You know, it's a physical change in your body that now transitions you from being a child to being a woman. So mentally, you also change, and their expectations, even the conversations now, you can't just do anything. Then by the time, you know, you're growing, you're growing, things change, and they drastically also affect. You know, for men, it's just hair and the breaking of voice. That's about it. But we still literally are just boys at the end of the day. You know, most of us will mature after 25. So by the time you're 13, your mind is much more developed than my mind. All right? So then what am I doing with a boy? I mean, I hang out with a lot of girls who are just saying, I don't want a boy, I just want a man. I want a man who can think, who we can reason with.
Yes.
See how wanaongea hizi sijui nini nini. You know,
I like your gestures.
Yeah, it's just
very good.
Yeah, it's just. So I don't want someone who can, you know, we can't have a conversation. And he wants to talk about Arsenal and Manchester United. No, I want to talk about shambas and investments and where are we going. You know, have mature conversations. So this is why I think it's stigmatized a little bit more than the other. Now, transpose that to a lady in her 40s.
Yeah.
Again, once you pass a certain age, 35, biologically now they're even telling us, especially in this day and age, because of the foods and the things that we eat, it's getting harder and harder for them to have children. So you being younger than the woman, then it puts you at a great disadvantage, especially if you have a vision of things that you want. Now, there's no guarantee if you marry a younger one that you'll get a child, but just this has already added. Now, transpose 10 more years. Then you're going through menopause.
Yes.
When you're going through menopause, you're fighting with your hot flashes. You know,
That is so true.
Yeah, you're fighting with your hot flashes, and this girl doesn't know what is going on.
It starts even at 40s.
Yeah, it starts at 40s. Yeah. So now, all these things are happening, and this man now is looking for, hey, I want fresh whatever. Because him is visually, you know, stimulated. So he's constantly, what's the next thing? You know, this, for lack of a better word, meshura. Sasa we look for This one has withered out. I need to find another
Fresh,
one.
younger.
Yeah. So I think this is why it's stigmatized. And I think also biologically, just think about it. A man at 70 can still sire many children.
That's the thing.
At 80, he can still sire. I know a 90-year-old who impregnated a woman. All right?
Yes.
So I don't know what he used, but I know he impregnated the woman. So it just means the way the dynamics are is that, you know, men can you know, marry the younger one. But it becomes a little bit stranger when it's the other way
The
around.
other way around.
Yeah.
So what you said earlier on in terms of Emmanuel Macron, I think that's a very unique.
It's a unique
Very
case.
unique.
Very
Very
unique case.
Yes.
I don't know if there are challenges or what. I'm sure they will never tell us.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if we go into their lives, there are many things that we'll find out about the dynamics that will just be like, maybe
Yeah,
not.
so much.
Yeah, this one,
I'll pass.
this one is for public.
To know, like even when we're at the age where we are, girls who are not like very old, they're still probably being hit on by very young men as well.
Yes.
So sometimes it's not the women who are going out to look for younger. It's the other way around where the man is looking at you and thinking, hata haukai hiyo miaka yako 37 ninaweza kukupeleka hivi kwa kona, you know what I mean? But it's also to understand where that is coming from, because we've seen as a woman the need to be hard, to be taken care of, somebody to run around for you and be there at your beck and call. But for the man, what is it? What are they looking for? And we will get to that
After the break.
after the break. You've mastered it now.
I was ready to answer, and then you said, we will.
We will get there after the break, so be sure to stay with us. We're coming right back with your comments and your questions as well. This is Your World. I'm Wikali. Don't go too far.
You can now get Showmax Premier League Mobile plus 3 gigs of data for only 450 shillings. Just dial *544*37#. Only with Showmax and Safaricom. T's and C's apply.
I want my brother completely out of the family business.
Liam is the best fit for the company.
I think ini through personal mametupatia.
Liam ayuko. Wacha kupiga kelele hapa, utamsha madam.
All this is because of you. Now wake up. Wake up and clear your mess.
Trade between Kenya and Somalia is thriving. From tea, coffee to livestock, fish and other exports. Business on this front is booming. New opportunities are also emerging in real estate, manufacturing, the blue economy, retail and education. Are you interested in tapping into the Somali market? Join us at the Kenya-Somali Trade Week 2025, February 26th to 28th at BBS Mall, Eastleigh. Meet top brands serving these markets, industry leaders, policymakers, trade experts and promoters of cross-border trade. To book your slot, please contact us through the numbers below or email tmuthengi@ke.nationmedia.com. Kenya-Somali Trade Week 2025. Powered by Rentco Africa. If you can use it, we can lease it.
There are ways that you haven't changed. I can still tell when you're lying, like when you were a little girl. What are you hiding from me, dear?
Dario and Di are in love.
Did you hear that?
Did you leave him seeing stars?
The entire Milky Way, sweetheart.
I'm not a child anymore. I'm 18 and I am old enough.
Even so, this guy's much older than you.
It doesn't matter. That's an issue between me and Dario.
You are the one.
Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Hustle is survival.
When a loved one's lost.
Catch these exciting shows only on Maisha Magic Plus on DSTV channel 163 and GoTV channel 3.
Welcome back to Your World Tuesday edition. Relationships, that's where we are at. Age gap in love. And do you think age is just a number? It doesn't matter. You can just be whatever age and it will work out. Is that what you're saying? Is that it? Looking on Facebook, I see Anthony Nzioka says, when it exceeds 5 years, then you want a yes, sir partner. With ladies, with men younger than them, then she wants a boy she can send to the butchery and command him to go running and never to question them when they come home late or where they are leaving to. Anthony, imetoka kwa roho. Martin Trevor says age is relative. A 28-year-old dating a 20-year-old is okay. But 10 years younger, 10 years ago, those two dating would be wrong because one would be 18 and the other would be 10. So it brings out the thing that you were talking about. It also matters what age you are. Stanley Mwakilishi, age is just a number. When there's love, respect, maturity, understanding in marriage, couples are bonded and happy no matter their age gap. So most people are saying iko hivi ni sawa si sawa, but we're open to hear from you. I see moving on. Women did you know his age when you married him? What did you expect? Women, that is Chemitei Charles. Ametuliza swali hapo. Legro even says, women flee after gaining what they went in for. She's a feminist who can't submit. The only way marriage can survive is when a woman submits. Other stories are just sideshows. This one is this one is masculine even if she's married currently. The man is just holding on and they're always playing victim. No one has ever approached a woman that hasn't shown interest. So you have to show interest. They come to you because you have shown interest. Blessing Gift says, mbona mko hivi lakini? Mbona mko hivi? Kuna mtu anajaribu kumwambia Legro, tafadhali watch your language. This is not about what you're talking about. And today's talk show is good for relationships in various age brackets. The 30-plus audience has been given a full course meal and some food for thought. And I agree with that. Today's sasa msichana akiolewa. Ukiolewa na msichana na mtu mzee, una expect huyo bwana a behave kama son-in-law ama behave kama husband. But truth be told, age difference ikiwa kubwa, you need to watch out for that. And so somebody saying that he became your father, yes, because of the age generational gap that we were talking about. But as we were talking about the misconceptions earlier of how people end up in these spaces, and before we went on a break, I just asked a question about the younger man and what it is that he is going for or running towards, what need it is that they have inside that they're trying to satisfy.
So what I've seen is that the older woman,
yes,
who's a little bit more settled, she knows what she wants. She is aiming to please this guy and take care of him, and she knows how to take care of him. All right. So what he's looking for is somebody who will nurture, care for him, love him the way he can get this love, which this other one who will sumbua will not give him. So that's what he's going into this for. Now, she's stable, so she won't push him for leadership and things like that. So in her stability, she also brings money and takes care of him. When he asks, I need this to start this project, she'll provide. So there's also a symbiotic, I guess, relationship that they are getting from each other. So it's not all clean. There's something that they're looking for.
So they were right when they said there's something that you're looking for.
Yeah. You know, the older lady is so much more settled. You know what you want. You're not rattled by many things. And you know, all you want to do is just care and let's live in harmony. You know, so in her trying to get what she wants from him, he's also getting what she wants from her. In that, you know, she will nurture, care for him, and actually be his mother.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's the point where I said no.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
The mother figure.
Yes.
Yeah. They yearn for that also.
Your microphone, Bishop.
Yeah. Oh, they yearn for that. They yearn for that. They yearn for a mother figure.
Yeah.
And that is psychological. Yeah, it's psychological because if the mother figure was not there,
yes,
or maybe they were not raised well,
yeah,
they will always yearn for that. And more often than not, even when they get married to a younger girl than them, they will always be looking for that. And that will be a cause for a lot of problems in their marriage. Because he wants to be taken care of. And I must say this, I want to emphasize this also.
Yeah.
Men always look for that, whatever the age.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yes. Even mine that is in his 80s.
Yes.
He's always, when he's sick, you should see him. And when I'm unwell, is miles
Totally
apart.
different.
It's like the heavens and earth.
Yes.
Him, he will keep making noise when he turns. And I look at him and I have to sit up with him.
Context.
Yes.
Man flu is bad.
Yeah.
Man flu is worse than COVID, is worse than meningitis. Man flu is worse than
Man flu, it's not man flu.
Man flu, hey, man flu is bad.
It's not man flu.
Leave us alone with our
They
man
are
flu.
always looking for that attention.
You could be in bed sick.
Yes.
But anakuja kukuuliza tufanye aje? And you're the one who's-
Can
but
you
they
get me?
them.
Where is my shirt? I
Where's my
can't get this
and
shirt.
you're in bed.
Yes.
With probably a thermometer.
But
Kupa
when
kwapa.
they are unwell, you'll sit up the whole night.
Yes.
Yeah, he's unwell.
Man flu, even
So you must, this man flu, you have to take care of it.
Yes.
So sometimes you look at it and you feel like the person is so sick.
Yeah.
Until you get to the doctor.
But the person is so
And
sick.
you
guys just
realize
need to
there's no
understand.
sickness.
The man is unwell. Just take care of the man.
Take care of the man.
Yeah.
This is the one time. This is the one
I mean,
time.
just think about
They
it.
don't grow.
You.
They don't grow.
I'd like us to focus probably on some of the
Yes.
positives, and maybe we'll draw from your
Yes.
life experience because you've lived it. You
Yeah.
know, what are some of the things that when you look back at your life and you're like, if I wasn't in this situation or in this position or in this relationship and marriage, I probably would not have made the milestones that I made. What are some of the things that were a positive impact?
Okay,
on that
what
journey?
I want to say, because of him being in my life,
Yes.
the direction was clear.
Aha.
You know, he led the way right from day one. Even if he was not there for maternity, but he led me through and through until where I am. So I feel at my age, the things I've achieved, not from his finances, because he was, it's good to make it clear, he was a college university lecturer.
Yes.
Okay, he was a university lecturer.
Yes.
And I was a teacher, TSC teacher.
Yes.
So it's not money I was going for, but a relationship.
Yes.
But through him, because he was already settled. So no jumping here, no jumping there. So we were able to invest very fast. He guided me from day after that discovery I made. Now we began to invest together. And I can say we have made a lot of speed that otherwise at my age, I would not have done.
Okay.
And my mindset
Yes.
is always in a certain direction that is more purposeful, is more fruitful, no wastage. I don't look at the wastage side.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the man was already past all that.
Yes.
So I jumped into his boat.
Yes.
And I began to do what he was supposed to be doing at that age, yeah.
The importance of shared goals, you know, with the age difference and all of that. And it doesn't matter if you're younger or older, but the beauty that comes out from that story when we realize, imagine we have Tunini.
Yeah.
Let's figure out where direction are we going and are we going together?
And it has to work
And
now.
it has to work. So how do we work on the communication bit of things when we probably are speaking different languages? And this, I think, cuts across all kinds of relationships, whether you're the same age, whether you're younger or he's older and all of that. The communication and importance of it in relationship and marriage.
I think it's a conversation that you need to have.
Yeah.
You know, even when we are age mates, the communication, there'll
Yes.
always be a barrier.
Yes.
Again, because we are different. We're too different. We've been exposed to different things. So the communication will always be a difference. So the thing is, I strongly believe that we all need to learn the power of listening.
Okay.
And listening and understanding. All right? How can I get into your shoes to understand what it is that when I speak, you will receive.
Okay.
All right? For example, in as much as you and my wife are women, you're two different women.
Absolutely.
How I speak to my wife will be very different to how I speak to you, will be very different to how I speak to you.
Yeah.
All right? Again, they always talk about love languages and things like that. So there is actually a way that you speak to someone and they receive that communication. Yeah. A lot of us don't take time to learn what is it for them that will work. All right? For example, I have learned that growing up, the way my mother treated me, my mother never ordered, never told me, do this, do that, do this, do this, do that, do that. So my mother, how she handled me is that she would say, Baba, how are you? You, Baba, you're my favorite at making tea and uji and nini. Baba, I'm thirsty. And then, right then, I've been shown love.
Yes.
I've been appreciated.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, this has actually affected me in my adult life.
Ooh.
So even in my workplace, when my boss will tell me, I'll look at them like, who do you think you are? Do you know who I am?
Even my mother didn't talk to me like that.
At home, I was not talked. Yeah, I was not talked to like that.
Yeah.
So for me, you'll find I resist such environments, but an environment where somebody will celebrate me, and tell me, hey, I love the way you do this.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll go all out. I'll go get the kitchen sink. I'll get tired. I can even die doing that thing for this person. And it's something that I had to gain self-awareness about. So in my relationship is to just find out what is it that my wife hears and how does she receive communication. All right? And I have to first of all listen. I have to ask and listen to the point of understanding and step into her shoes.
Yeah.
Into those heels. You see this one? This
Fire heels.
I know, right? Step into her heels.
Yes.
So that I can understand where she's at and how the communication comes. Because I remember there was a day I said something and then she got rattled. But it's because of something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
So I had to learn quickly that trauma is affecting her. I cannot communicate. And it wasn't even a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was just, I said something and the way it presented, it triggered something.
Yeah.
So again, for us to have that communication, it's important for us to talk and ask, how do you want me to talk to you? It's evident even in my workplace, in running my organization.
Yeah.
I will come, I will learn about everybody who's gifted in what. This one is melancholic, this is a planner. This one is choleric, this one is a doer. This is sanguine, this one is a great host. This is, I learn all these things and I tell them, and I'll go to them and I'll tell them, good man, hey, I really admire your photography skills. Where did you learn, Nini? Hey, let me tell you, there was this project I was doing. Are you willing to help us on this project? Because I think we would greatly benefit from this.
Absolutely.
The planner, the one who puts everything in order. I said, hey, our accounts this year, I don't know. Have you had a chance to look at? You see so much detail.
Yes.
And this person just says, Aki, Ananipenda. He just says so much. Yeah, he sees me.
Yes.
And as such, I've gotten great success. But it didn't just appear.
No.
It came from my mother and how I was taught and how I was raised.
Yes.
But you see, as much as it has positives, it also has negatives. There are days I need to be firm, but here I'm bembelezaring. Oh, buji, buji, buji. I'm bembelezaring somebody to do something which they need to do. It's their responsibility. So again, it's listening and understanding.
Okay.
What kind of communication does she like? If I speak at her with orders, is that something that she will maybe for her she wants to be, tell me, I like a man with authority. So if that's what she likes, then I have to tell her, babe, I think you need to do this, blah 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 blah. And she says, yes, papi, and then we continue. I come here, this one wants to be treated like baby girl. So baby girl, I have to now present baby girl conversations so that baby girl can receive the communication.
In a baby
so again,
way.
so for communication, I strongly believe everyone is different.
Yeah.
And we need to learn how the different people operate. In fact, I see many women who come and they're struggling with their men. And when I hear them, they say, yeah, but I told him this, I told him that, I told him this, I told him that. And then I just hear, okay, that's the problem right there.
Yes.
The problem is not that you told him and that he needed to know. The problem is the how. Is the how. And there's a way that you can communicate that this person will receive that communication and say, hey, I need to do this for my husband. I'll give you an example. I told you my wife has a very strong personality.
Yes.
When we were younger, if there was an issue, she would come and tell me off and let me know. She would tell me off.
Yeah.
And she has communicated because she's upset.
Yes.
All right? But what that would do is I would raise my defense and then I would withdraw and I would never respond. So we never resolved an issue. But nowadays she has learned better. And now she comes. There was a day I was watching Liverpool play. Like I was watching, when Liverpool is playing, please don't disturb me. Don't bother me. Don't come talk. That's not time for anything.
No.
Please, no sound.
Yes.
We are watching and we are winning. We are they require me. They require me to win. So don't bother me. I'm the 12th man. And I'll never forget, she comes up to me and she says, hey babe, is this a good time? And I'm watching the game. And of course, because she has come nicely and gently in a baby girl, my eyes are still focused on the TV. Good time. I said, hey, babe, yesterday when we went to Akina Morioki's, it was a good time. No. And then she says, yeah, but you know, yesterday when we were at Morioki's, hey, babe, you said this, and babe, it made me feel this way. Do you know? I forgot Liverpool was playing. I turned, babe, no, I didn't mean to do that. And I started now soothing, encouraging, and apologizing to baby girl. Again, do you see how the communication changed? The first one, I would resist. But this one, I was all in. I've even forgotten one of my favorite things to do. Yeah. My Liverpool fan. And those days, Liverpool wasn't doing well. So they did need me.
They needed you. You bring out something very powerful, Emmanuel, about listening and how to communicate. And I'd like to find out from Bishop, during the drama stage, or when you were going through this relationship in isolation and all of that, what are some of the things when you came to and decided, I'm going to honor this man, what are some of the things that you had to do, change on your end, so that there's more peace, it's more amicable, there is more, communication that tunasikiana sisi wote? Yeah, what are some of those things?
I want to say he's not a great communicator. He says, watch what I do, not what I say.
Okay.
So that is still communication. But we stayed for a very long time before we could sit down and talk. I want to say he assumed the father
role,
and used to, I don't want to put it negatively, but he only gave orders. We are going home, we are doing this, we are doing that. And for that time, I'd also withdrawn. Because I thought I was having plan B, that I'm going to exit this relationship. I never packed, but my mind felt I was at the verge of leaving. Now, fast forward, is after like 15 years. 15 years that now we have a very good conversation, but it is me who soothes him. He doesn't talk much, so he'll not soothe you. He'll just say what he has to say.
But you had to learn that.
But for me,
the way they communicate and understand that, and not demand what you assume or want or imagine.
And then number
perfect.
two, another thing that I don't do, when I approach him, because I will call him very good names. I do that all the time. It's my full-time occupation. Now it's not something I think about. I just feel I have to talk to him very, very nicely. And when he's answering me, he has never shouted. Even when he was telling me what to do, he's very soft-spoken. and very few words. So I never felt spoken down on, but I knew there was no communication between us. Because even when I spoke and complained, he would just look at me and then he say, okay, and that's it. That's it. And I would feel so bad. So I
was looking for an altercation or something.
And, everything piled up.
Yeah.
But I want to say again, salvation helped.
Yeah.
Because that's where I vented, I cried. And then now, fast forward 15 years down the line, we have had 10 years that has overcompensated for the time that we never had communication.
Okay.
Because he will look for me and will just want us to talk. Even when we are not saying anything, it's communication.
Okay.
We sit around each other so much.
Yeah.
So it's already communication. And then if you want something, I want this. But I want to say also, in his nature, he's stubborn. He's a stubborn person.
Yeah.
So you really have to be very calm the way he has said,
yes,
for him to listen to you,
yeah,
and do, even taking medicine,
yeah,
for him to take that medicine. You have to be very calm,
yeah,
to talk to him and make him understand. So it's, I don't know, maybe I'm God sent to him.
Yeah.
Because it was tough. It's tough. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But we communicate now.
Absolutely.
We communicate about the hardest things.
Yeah.
You know, his health, communicate about, men don't talk about their health many times.
Yes, yes.
We talk about it.
Yeah.
We talk about his family,
yes,
the other one, and we also talk about money.
So which is key and important
for
as
a
well.
Man to talk about money and open up,
yeah,
and allow you,
yeah,
to run it,
yes,
it has come a long way.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm being told our time is up. Like 2 hours just whizzed by. It's like zoop. It's imagine.
I've not said anything.
I'd like for us to do our parting shots.
Yes.
We can start with you, Emmanuel, on this topic that we've been talking about today.
I actually wrote some things down.
Oh, okay.
That I think it would be great.
Okay.
Parting shots.
Okay.
I think for you who's thinking about, this age gap, the huge age gap, I think it's important for you to consider a couple of things. Number one, the different life stages that you're in, generational differences, and then now generations are getting shorter and shorter. The social stigma and judgment, I think Bishop Grace has talked about. The health and longevity concerns, the power imbalance, the parenting challenges, because different generations parent differently, the retirement and financial planning version, because an inheritance is a reality, the emotional and social isolation, which she has talked about, long-term compatibility, and again, inheritance issues. Because that creates an issue because, for example, he had his family before and now this family. So what happens to the estate, And it can be and we've seen in Kenya how there's always an issue. Mimi, I'm the wife who is currently living. The other one doesn't. So, and the father has to consider every single person. So it becomes a challenge. So as you think through this, think about these challenges, have a conversation about them, and then determine, are these things that you're willing to put things in place to mitigate and so that you can overcome and this can work for you as a couple. So that's the one thing that I would challenge
more like
the people
10
out there.
things which are amazing. Thank you. And Bishop?
My ending remark, I would say that I don't encourage that huge age gap, and I'm talking from experience. Even if you are to marry an older person, if you're a man, let the age gap be smaller so that you enjoy the same things. If it is a woman getting married to an older man, make sure that the age gap is small so that you live the life together. You enjoy old age, you enjoy the soccer together. If you get married to an older man and you're talking about this Liverpool, he has no clue about it. So mine is to encourage you, because love is love, but make sure you're within the right age gap, because that way you'll enjoy that marriage.
Asanteni sana, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for the wisdom. And Bishop, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Blew us away. You should just like, hey? Yeah. You know, thank you for being vulnerable with us. Thank you for putting your life out there for us to poke holes, for us to ask difficult questions. We do not take it for granted.
I know.
Asante sana. Thank you, Emmanuel, as well.
Yes.
For our viewers, asanteni sana for tuning in and for, talking to us on social media. We highly appreciate it. See you tomorrow when we do this all over again. Tomorrow being Wednesday, it's going to be all about health. But for me today, have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Adios.